What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to do our LED fog lights, and I just wanted to show you the truck here because I detailed it. Look at that shine. This is Adams Polishes. I use their car wash soap and detailing spray with their great white drying towel, and that's the end result. Looking pretty good if I say so myself. Anyway, today we're going to do those LED fog light bulbs. Take a look here. .4x4truckleds.com. And these are Clairlux XHP series. So, get out of that bright sun here, we can see a little better. Not very easy to get this box open while holding a camera. Alright, there we go. Some sort of diagram picture. Looks different. Product manual, LED bulbs, and the ballast slash drivers slash whatever you want to call it. Supposedly it's really easy to do. I'm gonna take a look at the truck here, see if I need to pull it up on ramps to get a little better clearance. You'll have to excuse me because I do have a cold and I'm all congested and been feeling kind of rough. But GoPro setup I'm gonna try today. I have this magnetic Joby. I like the idea of the tripod, so I'm going to probably try to use that because it sits low enough that I can probably get it under the front. And then I have the GoPro one too, which just fans out. I mean, either way, they're both pretty sturdy. This one gives me a little bit lower profile than this one. So I got to try and see what will give me the best angle working underneath the front end of that truck. This will be able to see. So basically, reach up in underneath and find your bulb. Give it a quarter turn, and then it should come right out. And there it is. And there's water there for me washing it. So you take your new LED bulb, and it's got a pin connector, and you connect them. It only fit one way. Okay, so there's the LED bulb with the ballast. Now, you have to reach up in and put your LED bulb back into the and I can't see what I'm doing. I got the headlight LED bulbs from these folks and everything fit fine. I get these. And think about it, okay? Look at how wide this is because of the stupid fan on the back. This is where it meets flush. It's supposed to just slide in and twist, okay? The LED bulbs that are in it are 90 degree that are no wider than where my thumb is from the mounting plate. There's an extra ½ inch there because of the stupid fan, right? So it won't go in. It will not slide in to twist and lock because there's not enough room. All right, folks, so you may see that I actually have a microphone. I wanted to try this for vlogging, so this is more of a test than anything. I have to run to the store, so I thought I would test out this lapel mic and see how it works. And if it works really well, then I'll probably use it in my garage when I'm shooting video and stuff like that too. So we'll just have to see how it comes out in the long run. If it sounds absolutely terrible, I'll cut the video right here and we'll be done. If it sounds like it's working okay, I know when I put the camera on the windshield like this, which is where it's at, there's usually a lot of noise with regard to the road, and the camera mount tends to bounce around if the road's rough. So obviously I'm trying to find ways to make the quality better, and this was something that I was reading about. It's a Sony. I'm not sure what it's actually called. Let me move it here for a second. I'm worried that the seatbelt's going to bump against it and you're going to get noise from that. So we'll just have to see what happens here. If the seatbelt's bumping into it, then maybe I'll just clip it onto the seatbelt. So anyway, those LED headlights, I'll tell you, what a nightmare that was. You know, the issue I had was that the bulb, the LED bulb, because it has a fan on the back of it, was just way too big. I couldn't get it to go into the mounting location, the hole that's cut out in the back of the lens housing. So I couldn't get the angle right to get that in there, and then geez, what else? I guess that's really just the big issue with it. It's just too big of a bulb to get in there. The other issue is they have those drivers or ballast or whatever you want to call it for LED lights, and it's like an anti-flicker setup. It's got resistors in it or CAN bus or something like that, so my truck won't think that there's a bulb out. That takes up a lot of room too. So even if that bulb would have fit, okay, I still have that cord, which was legitimately probably close to 2.5 feet worth of cord, and then that box, which was the ballast or whatever you want to call it. And where would that go? You know, there's not very much room under there if the bulb would have fit. My other question, okay, the fan, the cooling fan that's on the back of the LED bulb, it's electric. It runs off of 12 volts. When you turn on the light, some of the power that goes to the LED goes to the fan, and it turns the cooling fan on. Well, that's all open to the atmosphere. So what happens when it rains? Okay, so am I not allowed to use my fog lights when it rains? There's no way that those fans are going to hold up in the rain. It'll short right out. It'll destroy it, or it'll rust. You know, it's metal. And I think it just had a bad recipe written all over it. You know, I should have known better. I should have been a little smarter about it. And actually what I should have done, I should have pulled the factory fog light bulb out just to see how much room there is under there. It's not threaded. Okay. I don't know if you can still hear me or not. And that's upside down. That is what happens when your camera falls off the windshield. I'm still driving here, so I'll just end this now. So get this, I'm in the house, and my wife says to me, hey, I think there's a tractor trailer outside. And I was like, for what? And sure enough, I look out the window and there's a tractor trailer sitting outside my house. And that's why. This is the new hood for my Jeep, for the Jeep build. So apparently it got shipped freight to a freight carrier, and then they delivered it in a 48-foot trailer. I was talking to the delivery driver, and I said, there's no way. I said, this hood can't weigh more than 30 pounds. And he said, well, the label says total weight 100 pounds. And he said, you got to figure about 60 of that is the skid. So roughly 60 pounds for the skid, 30 to 35 for the hood, and another 5 pounds worth of cardboard. But there it is. This is the new hood. And it's already got some sort of black coating on it, on the steel, like almost like its own primer. I was completely flabbergasted. I thought, oh my goodness, there's no way. It's huge. So now I have a wood skid to get rid of at some point. But yeah, so we got the hood. The hood is delivered in a tractor trailer, surprisingly. And basically, you know, I don't know if I trust the primer that is on the hood and the tailgate and the windshield frame. They say that it's a paintable surface, but it seems awfully glossy. So, I don't know. I might rough that up a little bit with like Scotch-Brite or something, just to rough that up. And I might respray primer on it. The other thing is whatever fur coating is on this, if I paint over that and paint over the gray primer, I don't really know what the paint will look like underneath, because it's two different shades of primer. You have a real dark and you have a somewhat light primer, so it may impact the color of the paint. Now I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe it won't, but I don't want to take any chances. So the hood, the tailgate, and the windshield frame, I'm gonna rough those up and primer them to match the rest of the primer on the Jeep, and then start test fitting everything back together as far as the hood and the tailgate go, and the windshield frame, sort of like a dry test. Get it fitted together, make sure everything lines up right, and then take it back apart and paint. May seem like a waste of time, but I think that's the best thing to do with it, really. So, pleasant surprise after those crappy LED fog light attempt that failed epically. Still upset about that. So I'm going to contact them, send them back, and see if I can get Morimoto, which is an entire replacement. The Morimoto fog lights totally replace your OEM. I mean, lenses, housing, everything. It's all replaced. So I'll look into getting that done at some point. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. Good news today. Glad that happened. Thumbs up there. So now I pretty much have everything, because I got my hood kit too. Right here. I guess it doesn't really say on it anywhere. But this box here is the hood hinges and the hood hardware, which would be your latches. So it's latches, hinges, the windshield tie down, things like that. That's all in there. And if you look here, I was working on a windshield frame today. I got the wiper arms off. So next is just these. These come right off. Can actually probably do that with either a pair of channel locks or an adjustable. Yeah, see, they come right off. So once these come off, these are what hold your pivot point centered onto the windshield frame. So they just unscrew. And there they are. Simple as that. Once that's done, the linkage can come out. Now the linkage has to come apart in pieces in order to come out of the windshield frame. So once I get the linkage out, then I'm going to grease that up real good and make sure that it's working well, better than it was before. It's pretty important to grease it all up while it's apart and make sure that's good and clean. And then from there, I guess we're pretty much ready for paint. That's the only thing we're waiting on here. Well, I shouldn't say. I was waiting on the hood, and excuse me, this cold's really driving me nuts. I was waiting on the hood, and we're gonna paint, and then I really need to start shopping for seats. That's pretty important to get these. Find out what seats I want, get them ordered. They're gonna be pretty expensive because I like a good quality racing seat. I usually use Corbeau, but I know there's some other ones out there, and I don't, you know, I don't want to go cheap on it, but I also don't want to spend $600 a seat. My ideal price range is about $300 a seat, which would get me some nice Corbeau, and you know, I have to shop. I don't know what other seat manufacturers there are, and get those ordered. Yeah. I've kind of made a decision. I know last video I talked about possibly Line-Xing the interior, and somebody mentioned about getting something called Raptor Line, or yeah, Raptor Line, or there's some other manufacturer that they suggested, and actually doing it myself, and that's actually a pretty good idea. So I might do that, just get a kit and do the floor myself. Can't be all that hard. I mean, it was spray painted black. I don't know if I can really get in here. A little bit here. This is untaped. It was pretty much spray painted black, so it really just needs scuffed up, cleaned up, some primer maybe, or you know, those roll-on kits, you may be able to just put it right on without even primering. So anyway, I've babbled long enough. Not a great video as far as things going on, and this frustrating fog lights, but it's how she goes. So I'm on vacation this week. I am not gonna do another upload because this is my only vacation this year. Happy vacation to me. And that's it. So I will see you guys next week. I'll have a video next week. But hope everybody else is enjoying this weather. It's been hazy, hot, and humid, and it looks like it's gonna cool off, which is nice for the rest of my vacation. So with that said, if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.